Okay. So we will wait for 5 minutes as attendees are joining.
Thank you very much, Royal. We are just starting in 3 minutes.
Hi all, good afternoon. I'm Priya here, training coordinator at Hayford. So in few minutes we will start the session. I can see attendees are still joining. Maybe we will wait for 3-4 minutes. Hi, good afternoon all.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I'm Priya here, training coordinator at Hayford. I think we can start the session now. Almost 18 attendees are there.
Yeah, please start. Yeah.
Yeah. Good afternoon, all. So, today we have our webinar on the topic organizational leadership. So, we have our trainer here, our who is leading the webinar on the topic organizational leadership, Mr. Rizwan Khan. Before starting the session, I would like to introduce our trainer, Senior Partner, Global Compliance Head of AGMS Group, Mr. Muhammad Rizwan Khan, who is leading the session today. Rizwan Khan with CAMS, FCI, CFCS, ICA has contributed in the anti-money laundering for last 2 decades and relies on his vast policing experience when speaking to various groups. So he is one of the innovators of RCMP's Proceeds of Crime program, and he is associated with SCFCS as editorial task force member and same time active member of ICA International Compliance Association. So talking about today's session, he has the achievement from Oxford University of London. He has completed his post-graduation diploma in organizational leadership from Oxford University, London, and completed combating financial crime from CISI, UK. He has also accomplished International Cyber Certified Professional Certificate from CYBNT USA, and he attended the Disruptive Strategy course from World Best University, Harvard Business School with Clayton Christen for Harness the Power of Disruptive Innovation to Craft Winning Strategies. So, talking about can you hear me? Is there anything?
Yeah, we can hear you. Please proceed. Yeah.
Yeah. And talking about his achievements, he awarded as professional for the month of July 2019 ACAMS worldwide, selected as keynote speaker E-Crime London Conference Abu Dhabi, selected as panel speaker group discussion ACAMS MENA Conference, respondent bank strategies to establish correspondent relationship, and article published which is very proudful in ACFCS for culture of compliance. So it's our honor to welcome Mr. Muhammad Rizwan Khan for today's session on the topic organizational leadership.
Thank you very much, Priya. And so it's a great honor that for our audience, like who are there. So if you allow me, so Priya, I can start and later on like what we have the agenda from the Hayford, our institute. We will also let you know our audience that how we are moving forward for the organizational leadership and how we can support and we can assist and we can work into the collaborative framework with the corporate firms. Like we are offering this course for the organization leadership. So just today, like this is an exercise, this is an effort, like where I will discuss the different key areas at an international level which are required to meet the expectations of the organization. So how we can become the fittest organizational leaders in our job roles. So that we will discuss in detail. So that is the key topic which we are going to discuss. And obviously, I will share my experiences, especially for the university perspective, what we have learned from the Oxford
Naririnig ba ako
University,
nito?
what we have learned
Ninyo?
from the
Parang
Harvard Business
search
School.
ako.
Yeah,
Si
can you
ano?
please switch off your mic, Priya and the Sakib?
Sa kanya nabigay.
Hello, Karen, can you switch off your mic, please? Yeah. Hello. Yeah, thank you very much. So, so this is what we are going to discuss. Definitely, it will help you out into your organizational roles that what you are performing there. So, how to motivate and align people into the organization. We are going a deep dive into this subject. So let's kickstart this topic and we see like one by one that what are the key requirements into the industry, how to grow your people into the organization. So we are going to open this discussion also. Whenever you have any question, you can raise your hand and you can ask me the question, because today, like what the presentation I am bringing in this, obviously we will discuss, like we need some input from your side also, because I have some sort of puzzle or some sort of chart where I will request you guys that you just give your input, that how you think about this, like where you stay into the organization, what are your priorities. So we will discuss those also as well. So leadership fundamentals, like motivating, aligning people and the organization. So let's move forward. So first of all, we need to connect some dots, like which for the interpersonal organizational level, that what we need to connect if we are growing as a leader for our firm. So what are the key aspects which we need to look into those aspects? First of all, we need to understand that we must have the introduction how we can become a strong leader in our organization. And for that, like how we use our power, what is our quality to persuade these things, and what is our quality to for the decision making also as well, because decision making is also a very integral part into the organizational leadership. And how you motivates to your team, that is an anchor part, like what are the key elements, like which inclines to the team member that they can uplift themselves where they are right now. So, and sometimes, like obviously, the if we look into the organization, so major chunk and major part is also how we establish a quality culture in our organization where we can grow our team members. So, and obviously, in different departments, we have some teams, and these teams, like how they are fragile to enhance their capabilities. So team leading qualities, what we have, so how we need to emphasize more, which key areas we are looking for, so what are more suitable according to the scale and the complexity and the credibility of our firm. So that is a very important part. And then like organization design, when we design, we frame our organization, so we need to understand like how our team will be lead into our major projects. So what the designing we need to establish in our framework, which should be suitable, that we are using our best allocated resources in a best efficient manner. So that we will also discuss. And obviously, like leading change, like if like some disruptive strategies required or some like emergent changes are coming externally into the markets, and how you can quickly absorb those changes and you like come out as a strong leader and you handle all those challenges. So these dots we need to connect at our level. So the most important part is this, that with the scalability and the complexity and the credibility, so these dots we need to connect together, then we will think that yes, we are in this position that we can establish a good quality leaders into our firm. So, and obviously that will help us out for the enhancement and the growth of our organizations. So now, like, how do we get people to bring their best to work? So this is a big question. The question is very much bigger and very much important, that how we get like people to bring their best to the work. So it's means that we need to bring out the best quality output from our team members. So for that, like what are the key points? What we look into those points? So if we like overviewing all these things, like different organization internationally, if we are talking about Microsoft, if we are talking about like Reebok, if we are talking about Nike, or we are talking about Lululemon, so then we get to know like what are their strategies, what they do. So first of all, they keep motivating their people, and they try to bring out best from them. So what is the psychology? What is the logic behind it? So how we can bring our the best from our team members? So for that we need to construct a valuable thinking. That first of all we understand like And we understand the motivations level of our team member. That is a very important point. And we as an organization, we also understand what are the sources for motivation for our team members. That is a very important point. And because if the motivation level is very deprived, is very low, so obviously you will not able to get like desired result from the team members. And for that, we need to construct some theoretical models and the frameworks like related to the motivations of the others. So we need to have a complete mechanism in which we can motivate our team members. Sometimes what happens the discussions become so distorted that which creates a negative impact for the team members or for your people. But if you want to bring the best from your people, so you need to establish some theoretical model and the frameworks where you will have an interaction with the team members and they will able to share their thoughts with you, and it will give some encouragement and motivation to them. And leading an operation requires us used to be thoughtful about the people inside the operation. So those people who are working over different assignments, we need to lead, we need to make them so capable that they become itself them they become the leaders for that particular operations. So it means we need to generate the quality leaders. This is what we learned. And for that, inside operations, if we deeply look, so how we can get the best efficient output from our team. So for that, we need to give some motivations where they can perform well, and with this the connection, these dots we need to connect with their effort, with their performance, and with the outcome, and which will be also rewarded as well. So reveal conditions for success. This is the leaders, what they do, they try to explore different opportunities. And for that, they try to find out those key areas from where they can generate a very prosperous environment for the team members. So condition they analyze. The good leaders, they always they understand the conditions in which circumstances they are, and then accordingly they move. So this is the key points, that how we can get our people to bring their best to the work. So understanding is very much important. As I told you, the theoretical models can support you also. And obviously the inside knowledge related to the operation technicality part also very much important, which can support you to come out as an the maximum output from your team members. So now if we in the worldwide, internationally, when we are talking about, and all over the United States or UK we talk about, so what is the approach right now? So approach is right now is this, that there are 5 persistent myths are there, and these are the science, or you can say that what the business does. So they have their different interpretations. So motivation myths, which we talk about, what motivates to the employees or the team or your people. So there are 5 myths, which are what say is some sort of roadmap for the leaders, that what are the 5 persistent myths are there. So first of all is this, that motivation is driven by a persistent hierarchy of the needs. So according to the needs what you have, you need to motivate to the team members, and accordingly, according to the needs, people get motivated as well. A second thing, people are either dissatisfied or satisfied. That is very much important. We need to understand what makes the people more satisfied and what makes the people more dissatisfied. So what is the intrinsic values and what are the extrinsic values also as well. And obviously, there's a myth employees pursue rewards and as an offer. So obviously that this myth is also there, that some dependencies onto the reward after the putting the efforts, after giving the performance. So employees expect like how they will be rewarded. And sometimes, like obviously, like pay is the best way to drive the productivity. This is also a one myth, which is also like, so this myth is not coming from my side. It is coming from the, when we collect the statistical data for the whole industry. So we get like all this, like how this completely channelized in the same manner. Then like employees understand that they will earn more or less than the others. So this is also the myth, like motivation. Always employees keep the making the comparison with the others also, that where they are standing and what the others are getting. So this like also these are the factors which we can say persistent like myths are there, which like employees are peoples are more focused to like when they are thinking that how they can like more motivatedly involved into the affairs of the assignments of the firm. So these are the key myths like which are we need to keep it in our considerations. So no, yes. So here I was talking about you guys that that is a very important slide for us, like which I will also love to hear from you guys, like those who are our audience. What motivates you? So what we have done, we have the different scalability in which we have like given the weightage to the different key areas. So as in, if you are working in a firm, so what attracts you more? So you need to think like, what is the key factor? So from 0 to 10, you can like give the ranking to it. Like, let's suppose if we talk about money. So where you put from 1 to 10 in your perspective when you are working in an organization and how it motivates you. That's an important point. And then yes, obviously some people like they are more focused for the stress avoidance. They say like we will do the job which will be less stress job. So like so stress avoidance is a very important key. So in this you need to see up to what level like you can be impacted from the stress. So some people like they give the priority at a very high level, and some people they think like it should be a very low level. They give the priority. Then risk avoidance. Sometimes like some of the team members they are looking that we will not entertain any risk, like we try to avoid the risk in our jobs, and we want to do that type of job which is very like secure job which is not creating any trouble for us. So job structure always attracts in the sense like what are the key structures or like where you are performing. So like hierarchy wise, like are there some forums like where you can uplift your capabilities at the next level. So job structure is also very much important. And sometimes like avoid working alone. So many of the people into the industry, it is analyzed like Harvard University, like they have a complete survey onto it. That some people they like if they avoid to work alone, like they don't try to take those challenges that which come like they become the fully and wholly responsible for those tasks. So where you categorize this category in your perspective, that is important for us. And affiliate with the team, like some people they have the more like more positive thinking in the sense that they will work into the team and they will connect it with the team, but under the umbrella of the team they will perform. So how you rank it from 1 to 10, like this segment, recognition is a very important part. And recognition, like where you think like your priority is towards the money side, your priority for the stress avoidance or the risk avoidance, or you are looking for the more and more recognitions in your organization. So this comparison is makes a very interesting like situation for us, that when you are contrasting like these different levels and with different categories in your job roles, so where you stand there and what are your thinking onto it. And then obviously power, like some people they think like the powers like needs to be awarded to them, they have the authority to implement all the things. And some people they are reluctant, they say like we don't need power but we want to work in a some sort of metrics that we will keep performing in a joint association, rather than they are more focused toward to work into the silos. So autonomy, decision making, also very important. Like some people, like they prioritize autonomy. Also, they say if we are the part into decision making, we take some decision on the behalf of the firm. So they prioritize at a very high level. But some like they are not having so much interest into this area. They say like, okay, like management is moving forward, so we'll move with them. So that's also how you like people prioritize this thing also. Then personal growth. So this segment is very intricate in the sense some of the people into the organization they are more focused how they can enhance themselves. Let's suppose if someone, let's suppose performing every day you are reading regulatory laws, regulation, so you are slowly improving, you are growing into that area. And but when you are contrasting it with the money, like your money is not enhancing as much as you are getting the personal growth, or like the risk factor is still the same for you. So how you look like this personal growth can add value for you when you are contrasting this thing. So honestly, if I tell you, like when you will go through with this, what motivates you, the whole structure of this, the chart which I have represented in from front of you. So you will see the situation, it will come like a zigzag situation. So now, like little bit, I will say like to any one of you, we will invite anyone like who is like tentatively involved to into the discussion with us, so he can raise her or his hand to us. So accordingly, like we can discuss like this thing that where you prioritize. So take time, you guys, 2 or 3 minutes. So then you can write down your thoughts onto the our chat box, or if you want to like one-to-one discussion, so we can open the mic also, you can raise your hand. So accordingly we will give you the opportunity to speak also as well. So I will say like just go through with this chart and try to fulfill this chart, like where you keep the money importance, where you keep the stress avoidance, where you take the risk avoidance and job structures, and avoid working alone or affiliate with the team, and also with the recognition, power, autonomy, and the personal growth also as well. So your time starts now. Take like 3 minutes and keep your things on. And if you can want to share your screen into this, so we can give you that opportunity also if you have ticked something. So in 2 or 3 minutes, you can share your thoughts, like where you think in your perspective how this graphs, how this scaling is going on. So meanwhile, like I can take one question which is there into our chat box. So Shamim Talash, Samim Talash, has highlighted that on countries that people have misconception that meaning of the leadership, how that how they can handle the leadership conditions. So that yes, we are going towards that thing, and we will discuss later on onto this that what should be the quality of the good leaders, and how they need to establish their strategic planning, how they need to be familiar with the basic fundamentals of the leadership, and obviously how they stand into the resilience also as well, and the crisis situations, like the how the leaders perform. So these are all the things which makes you a strong leader. We will discuss those things in detail later on. But yes, obviously, like the conditions, like crisis situations, whenever it comes, so leaders come in front of us from the organization who take the call upfront. Because what happens sometimes, crisis situations come and some people show their back. They say like we're not able to handle. But some of the people, they come up front. Yes, let's sort it out in a professional manner, that we will sit together, we will exchange the ideas to each other, and then obviously we will try to conclude a better result for our organizations as well. So guys, hopefully like you have done like little bit work onto this chart. So anyone like from the audience who wants to share, like, yeah, one message came. So let us see that what is all about. Yeah, yes, very good. So Goyal has highlighted like Rolly Goyal to everyone, like his priority, what he's saying, like money, recognition, and the stress plays a vital role into the motivation. So it means like what I have understood from the Rolly Goyal. Thank you very much. This is what we want. Like when we are trying to establish a good leaders into the industry, we need to understand the thoughts what you have, and then accordingly, like we need to like try to connect these dots as I was talking about. So if we see here, like Rolly Goel, like has highlighted that money, recognition, and the stress, like is the three key areas are there. So it's mean that if we talk about the money, if you are keeping it 1 to 10, and on the other side, like how you are channelizing your personal growth, or like if in the job structures, or like affiliation with the teams also, like which are important part. So like but it's your thinking, like there's no boundaries like this, like where you can confine anyone. So if anyone, like if Rolly Goyal or like Samim, like Talash, they, if you want to talk on to this, so we are ready to talk with this thing with you also as well. And if we see like little bit more ahead, so we have a one more output right now, like from the yeah, 1 second please. Let me take this call. Yeah, so Shamim Talal, like she is
Hello.
like has highlighted more for the stress avoidance. Stress avoidance is also important. So now, yes, Shamim. Hello,
I'm
good.
really sorry. I'm really sorry to interrupt you.
Yes,
But I have something important to share with you.
yeah.
Uh,
This is what
in
we
a
are looking
countries,
for. Yeah,
in a
please.
countries that located in the Asia, I mean Pakistan, India, Afghanistan. You know that most of the companies that are working, most of the firms that are working and have their activity inside that working place, most of the employees are hired by their personal known or inter relationship. So most of the persons that they are being hired is or most of them have a close relationship with the business owners, shareholders, or most of them are related to the manager and head of each department. So in that situation, the leadership will be very challenging for the managers or the line managers or the leaders that they are leading a group of people or a group of staffs. So how we can handle such kind of situation, because nobody can handle the people that they are directly involved with the shareholder. So that will be, I think that's the challenge that we are facing right now, and most of the time we are unable to do anything because whenever we want to take some serious kind of action, so there will be an order from upside that maybe the structure will be changed, maybe the role of the leader will be changed. All in the most cases, uh, such things are not working to be serious about something to change the organization. So how we can handle these kind of situations? And the only, as of my point of view for this paragraph, the only thing that a person can be motivated is money and the authority that they have, that they will have in an organization. So I would like to hear from you further in order to guide myself.
Yeah, thank you very much, Samim. And Here, I would like to ask you also, because you have highlighted that the many cases like money and stress, like avoidance is the best outcome, like over succeeding is in a workplace. So how you gauge this thing, like the money and the stress avoidance? Then I come to the answer of your question also as well. So where you put like in your perspective, like that, what is from 1 to 10, where you scale the money factor and where you scale the stress avoidance, and what are your thoughts like the other parts which we have highlighted into this chart. So what do you think about this?
Yeah, I would like to start from the money, as the money is the first thing that come from this chart. Right now, in a workplace and in an environment that I'm involved in, the only point that makes everyone be perfect is the money competition. If somebody gives an increment in their salary, if they get a very good credit from the management or the top level, so that person have a kind of self motivation that nobody else does. So right, I don't know. It's the culture. Maybe it will be the culture of their working place, or maybe it's a kind of motivation that most of the staff are getting from their top management in order to be motivated, and it's a point to be invested on that stuff to become a very key person in the future. So this is my personal experience, and also for a person that he or she must be motivated is a kind of authority to be given for him. If the person have the authority to control over all the stuff over a department or over a group of people, so that kind of authority will
So
motivate that person to move forward and take some bigger
yeah, so
decisions
point is
and
taken,
be
like
effective for everyone.
you are also focused to, like for the power also, you are like also focused towards the power, which I
Yes,
have
yes.
understood. So you need to gauge your organization, like people, in the sense, like you need to conduct a one survey, like to understand that where they like keep these points on in their perspective. This is the role of your management, like what you have at the top level, that they need to get like complete survey of this thing, that to understand what are like our people are looking for. And then accordingly, like you have your HR team members, and you have your organization leaderships also. You have, they need to involve, they need to engage the discussion into this, that like where we are lacking for. So this is the objective, like when you, which this starts from the beginning, like how you can like create a good leaders into your organization. But if we don't have the idea of this thing, that what our people prioritize, we don't understand that thing. So obviously it's a challenge for right now for me. I cannot understand right now what is happening in your firm. But what I have understood, like from little bit discussion from you, that you have some inside challenges, like where is some sort of demotivation or dissatisfaction is there, which is creating reluctance is there. So what you need to do, you need to gauge them like into those areas, like where you can improve their performance, where you can engage, you can understand their thoughts. And obviously, when you are talking about the key factor for the money recognition and the and all the stress avoidance you have highlighted. So obviously, when there be a distort into the management, and which is like penetrating from upward to the downward, so it will also impact to the performance of the people, and also it will create extra stress onto your team member as well. So I think like this is a little bit discussion we have started. Hopefully you can take little bit idea from it. So because ground reality is this, that you are over there, so you can understand that what is actually the what you need to move forward. And like, but I have given you a skeleton, I have given you a little bit structure, like where you need to keep like points of it, that then you need to, you will able to understand your team, like where we are standing right now. So this discussion will become more interesting when we go a little bit more ahead. But one thing into the whole contrast, if I say you into this, like the chart, if you will complete the all like segments of it, so you will see like the, it will be a different wavelengths over there. It will be not very uniformity chart, you can say. It will have a different like dips and upside movements also into the chart when you will connect these dots to each other. So thank you very much, Samim. It was great, like, to have a discussion with you on to this point. And meanwhile, like, there are some other, like Harshad Kotari, he has also highlighted something key areas. I will invite Harshad also, like, Harshad, you have to say something about the money, personal growth, and avoiding work alone is that your top priority. So thank you very much, Harshad. You are there. How are you? Hello? Harshad, can you hear me? Yes, I will say, like, Harshad, my team members, can you please open the mic for the Harshad also as well? Hello? Yeah. So Harshad has highlighted, like, for the money, personal growth, and avoid working alone. So he has highlighted his priorities like this. If he is gauging, like, the whole what motivates to him is like this: the money, personal growth, and avoidance working alone. So it means that he wants to work into the team, and obviously, like, on the other side, like, personal growth is a very much important part every day when we come into our organizations. So what we look forward, that what we are getting something new, innovations, and then accordingly we can move forward. So that's a very important point which Harshad has highlighted, because personal growth in my perspective also is a very important segment. And then, like, Anna Punis we have also. So can we connect Anna also if it is possible? Yes, Anna, how are you?
I'm good, sir. I'm good.
Thank you very much for joining us, and hopefully you are enjoying this webinar.
Yes, it is an interactive webinar.
Yeah. So Anna, what is your thought, like, how you have, like, chosen this, like, the money, like, job structures, recognition, and the personal growth? You are more focused toward this side, and you are avoiding to, like, risk avoidance, like, you are not very much moving towards the autonomy, or like, you are avoiding to work alone. So what the myth is coming in your mind, that why you have chosen like these, like, money, job structure, and recognition, and personal growth?
Yes, so obviously money is a criteria for everyone when you start working. Everybody's, I think to me, I feel that the first thing would be money, but not to a large extent that only money means everything. And the job structure, if you are satisfied in what job you're doing, or if it is connected to your profile, or it is connected to what you have studied and what you intend to work with, I think a lot of people feel a lot satisfied in that. And say with that, if you get recognition of what you work or how you work, that gives a lot of motivation as an employee to move forward and do their best. If they're not recognized, and if they're pushed down for whatever work they have done, and somebody else who works less than them is recognized more, that sounds as an entire demotivation to that person to work towards his betterment. And for me, definitely personal growth means a lot, because unless you grow personally, you can't grow as a team. If you grow personally, then you can grow as a team. And why I avoided stress avoidance and risk avoidance, I think that comes as part of your job. Mostly it comes as part of your job. In certain atmospheres, you do have to, go by with the stress and take certain risks to reach wherever you want to reach. So this is my perspective of what motivates a person or what motivates an employee.
So it's been like, yes, you said, like, the money is the, like, top priority, like, from your perspective.
I
But
wouldn't
some
say top
people, like, they,
priority. I wouldn't say top priority, but definitely is a priority. I
is a
would definitely
priority.
not say
So
top
yeah.
priority.
So if you scale from 1 to 10, so where you will put money?
1 to 10, maybe somewhere around 3 to 4, I guess.
Only 3 to, yani, or higher side, you are saying 3 to 4.
Yes, because not higher side, towards I would say on the middle side, probably 5 would be a better position for money. Because
Yeah,
even if
so
you get a lot of money and you're not satisfied in your job, I don't think that that person can grow. If you are, if you're working only for the sake of money, which many people do, because unfortunately, without money, we can't move forward in the present world. So sometimes you do sacrifice and you work even if the money is good. But as a person, as an employee, I don't think you are doing justice your full potential in
so
that
money
way.
you keep at 5 around, correct? And
Yes.
like job structure, where will you put? Like
I would rate job structure much higher, because if your job structure is based on what you actually want to work as, I think probably it should be around 6.
job structure is your 6, correct? And your recognition, like where
Also,
you like
also would be on 6 to 7. Recognition should be on six to
seven I
seven.
have put. Okay,
Yes.
7 you are looking for the recognition. And for the personal growth, where you are looking for yourself.
For me, personal growth means a lot. So I think that would be 9 on my criteria. If I can grow personally, I feel that my entire potential goes to the work I do, and I do my 100% then.
So if like I twist little bit discussion with you, if I say like your money level is comparatively is not on 5, it is on like lesser side, lower side, I say it's 3, but your recognition, your personal growth is like
Yes,
around like 8 or 9.
absolutely.
So it will
Absolutely.
motivate you, or like where you will stand in that point.
It will motivate me a lot. Absolutely, it will.
Yeah, that sounds great. That sounds great. So this is like what we have like during the discussion with Anna, like we understand this thing, like her thought are comparatively different from the Harshad and also with the Samim also. So everyone have their own motivation factors. This we need to understand. So if we are trying to bring out the good leaders from our team, so we need to understand like where they rank and what motivates to them. So these are the key elements. So anything else like Anna you want to say about this?
I think that's it from my side. Probably somebody else can also share their
Yeah,
thoughts.
yeah. And I think like there is a one comment like from the Harshad Kotari also, that my job had vast profile, but over the last year I understood shall be motivated to maximum 2 tasks and expertise in this, but management takes advantage of your skills and don't want to get smarter than them. So this is what I'm saying you Harshad to and everyone, that we need to like put like all these things, like if you are like dissatisfied or your risk factor is enhancing, so accordingly you need to rate that thing, that where you are standing right now. So these like the factors what you have, what you are facing, so accordingly you need to construct into this chart like what makes you dissatisfied and what is making you more satisfied. So if yes, and there's a like good comments came from the Rafa also. We are really thankful. Like motivation keeps shifting. Sometimes we keep actively for it, and like we're trying to push ourselves. So to find out to push ourselves like to better results. And yes, sometimes like Tenil Ramalal also highlighted that flexibility in the work environment motivates. So flexibility into the work, like obviously the job structure, like where you are performing your work. So it like so therefore you need to put like these type of the key elements which you are thinking in your mind into the right box, like where you will fit in. And then accordingly you need to see at the conclusive ground that where we are standing over there. Yes, Rafa, how are you? Rafa Kausar. Hello.
Hello, hi sir, how are
Yeah, good
you?
afternoon, first of
Good
all,
afternoon.
and welcome to our webinar.
Yeah, so it is like great opportunity to be a part of this webinar.
Yeah,
Yes.
y- yeah,
Okay,
please
so
speak. Yeah,
how do we find the motivation?
yeah. So the question is this, that what motivates you? This is the Rafa's question. So therefore, I'm saying you there are five myths, and these are the different myths. So it's not like a one key element I can say you straightforward. Maybe like therefore I have given you this chart to you that you need to frame yourself, and then you need to understand like in your perspective what are the intrinsic factors which motivates you. Like you are looking for the good job structures, you are looking for the stress-free working, you are looking for the more money, or like you want more power, or you want to involve into the autonomy or decision making, or you are looking for the personal growth. So this is a one part like which we say like the people are always looking for.
Hmm.
Then we looked at what the organization they need to provide to the people, that which should be that environment which can motivates you also. So in the later slides we are coming to that side also. So hopefully like it's a very useful feedback which you guys are giving. So Rafa, if you have any question or if you have any thought about this chart, so you can tell us also as well.
Yeah, like as I mentioned in the comment, motivation keeps shifting. So if I go through the chart, so if we think like if we take it as a beginner, so first preference will be the getting a job.
Hmm.
Yeah. So after getting a job, first thing we will be like, okay, as a beginner, we will be ready to take any kind of risk, and
Okay.
yeah, then later on, as the situation arise or this or that anything, that time we focus on money.
Yeah.
Yeah, money.
So this is
And
what,
at that at
yeah,
that moment at that moment you realize that, so the current job structure which I'm working in is not satisfied, like the money which I'm earning is not satisfied. So what we'll
yeah.
do, we will go for a personal growth.
Perfect. So
Yeah.
at this time, like you are looking for like more focused is towards the money. So guys, one thing I tell you to all of our audience, like which is very much
Yeah,
important.
yeah, it is important, but Rizwan sir, I haven't completed my statement yet. So, hello?
Yeah, yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah, so in search of money, we run behind personal growth. So,
Okay,
personal growth, and then we get into the stress.
okay, no problem.
Okay.
So I have taken your thoughts, Rafa Koser. Like, thank you very much for all this discussion. One thing, like which Rafa has highlighted, which I liked also, that the importance and the scalability and the worthiness like which we are talking about, so it also like depends when we categorize ourselves. Like let's suppose she is a starter in the job, a starter of the job at initial point of time of her career, so obviously the priorities are different at this level. Then second, at the managerial level, we have the different priorities. So yes, that's a very good question you highlighted this. At the point of inception, you have different thoughts. But when you are performing as a manager, so the motivation factors changes. So yeah, that's a very like the critical point you have highlighted. So yes, obviously in the later slide, I'm also going to discuss a little bit about the managers also because I am running out short of time. So I think like you guys have done a great job, and these exercises we will keep doing on, like because due to the constraint of the time, we don't have so much time that we go deep dive into these discussions. But obviously, from our Hayford forum, I want to enlighten to all of you that obviously the discussion should be at this level, that which can make you capable enough for the international industry. Like here's a chance, like you can become a good leaders, you can work for Microsoft, you can work for Google, you can work for like international, like you can work for Levi's, you can work for Lululemon, you can work for Nike, you can work for like the top class firms you can work. But for that you need to like enhance yourself at the international level. So this is what we are trying to generate some good quality stuff with the all audience. We have a plan. And the plan is like this. We have a plan that we will offer a complete like leadership course also later on. And like which like we will share the information also that when you can join that. So that's there how we have the 4 modules which needs to be covered into that leadership course. So that will support you. And obviously we will help you out also to gauge with the international industries also as well. So if we go a little bit more about our slides, so this is like what motivates to the manager. So this is the study what we have collected from the different surveys, and it is telling like the situation is little bit tricky here, and the tricky is the sense like. The personal growth is more focused towards around 38 percent, like out of 45 is a very higher side. And if you see the money level is around coming 26. And if you see the risk avoidance is at a very low level, like which you can say like a very minimum level, it's coming around 20. And if you see the managers are also more focused for the like they have more interest like for the autonomy, power, recognition, and yes, the risk avoidance, sorry, like risk avoidance, or you can say like job structures and stress avoidance is comparatively low in contrast with the personal growth. So honestly, I tell you, when I am working as a senior management of a one firm, like our AJMS group, so yes, this is my also the top priority that when I come into the organization, so my maximum priority is the personal growth, how we are going to enhance ourselves. That is the important point. And is that the forum like where we can enhance ourselves? So the priority for me also, if you ask me that what, how you will mark all these points, so I will keep personal growth at a very top level. And like as it is highlighted also that the power, yes, as a senior management people, like we are always looking, the senior managements are always looking very keen to have the powers where they can take the decision. Because in the senior management, I think in my perspective, this is my perspective, maybe I may be right or maybe wrong, but the internationally which I have seen, like these 3 or 4 things are connected together, like which we say personal growth, we say the power, we say the like affiliate teams, and yes, obviously the we cannot avoid money. Yes, that's also so the my chart is becoming comparatively different, which motivates me in contrast to the Rafa, in contrast to the other like prestigious team members, those who are asking the questions. So the priorities are different. So if we go to the next slide, so career starters, they are more look focused towards the like as Rafa was talking, like the growth, like when you jump into the organization, so they are most like looking towards the that how much we are growing ourselves. So that like all thing, like some people they prioritize relationship, some like recognitions, some looking for the powers also as well. And there's a like Maslow hierarchy of the needs, like the theory of the motivation theory, you can say, in other words, which is dependent onto the intrinsic and extrinsic factors, and in which the self-actualization, esteem, social circumstances, and the safety and the sociological factors also impacts. And for that, like if you look for intrinsic and the extrinsic when we're talking about, so multidimensional, these factors are multidimensional, sometimes it is personal and sometimes these are situational. So this like Hesberg theory, if we see, so there are two, they have segregated the like what you say expectations theory, they have divided into the two classes, which is called satisfied or non-satisfied, or so dissatisfied. So this is like they have categorized the intrinsic, the motivation which is coming like that, which force you that we will work for our joy, we will work that we love this work, we want to grow ourselves. Like intrinsic factors are coming. And extrinsic factors when we talk about, so obviously we are looking for the like which can also impact our intrinsic factors also, because the joy, like enjoyment, achievement is also subjected with salary. In these pleasures, these achievements are also subjected with some like company policies also as well. So we look into more detail for this into this slide, like what are the dissatisfaction factors and versus the motivation. If you see the contrast, you will see here the intrinsic motivation factors when we look towards. So we have the achievement recognitions and the work itself and responsibility, advancement and growth. So these are the intrinsic motivator factors which we have seen here. So when we look towards the extrinsic factors, which also connected with the intrinsic motivator factors, in you can see the company policies and the administrations, like work conditions, salaries. So if you see into the graph, so it has an impact also into the motivation side also as well, which is coming toward the intrinsic motivator factors also. So relationship with the peers or the personal lifestyle, or maybe like status, security. So this is a combination which you can make a contrast, like what are the key elements, like at uh, extrinsic level and also for the intrinsic level, how they are impacting to your motivation level. So when we talk about this is like content theory of the motivation when we are talking about. So intrinsic motivation when we talk about, so people engage into the work because they hope like for the enjoyment, interest and self-expression. So it makes them more motivated. And like obviously like for the extrinsic motivation when we look towards, so the people engage into the work to obtain a goal or reward. They think like they will be recognized, they will be rewarded. So accordingly, so this theory X and theory Y, so these two theories go parallel to each other. And then the powerful new model of the employee came, like which is very for the motivation perspective. By the way, one thing I make you clear to all of you, today we are only discussing like one element of our organizational leadership. But later on, like when we will like continuously, we have planned that we will keep conducting our webinars also, we have the courses also. So in which we will like go to the next levels also as well. So it's a one level because the whole like what you can subject is so extensive that it's we have limited time and we have limited like right now we don't have so much what you say time space like where we can open the all discussions. But later on, yes, obviously we will this like the we will keep channelizing this thing. So new model for the employees for the motivation which has come. So acquiring like bond, comprehending, and obviously for the defense perspective, so like reward system, like which segregates the one organization to the another, which plays a very vital role, like in front of your competitors also as well, and it which is ties with the performance. So that is a very key factor, like the reward system in your organization. The culture also, like because poor pessimistic culture or pathetic culture creates a very much demotivation or the dissatisfied factors for the organizations. So foster reliance and the friendship among co-workers, and also value collaborations and the team workers, and encouraging sharing to the best practices are the key vital factor to establish a strong and robust culture into your organization. Job designs also matters, as we discussed, like some of the audience we heard that they want like good quality job structures and they want to perform important roles into the organization. So it motivates to the employees. And like performance management, it's a very much important, like, but there should be complete transparency for the all processes, and it should emphasize towards the more fairness, and it should be like more trusted into the like very in a very like legit and a transparent environment, like where you can the resource allocation process should be there, what the resources you have and how you are allocating those resources for the tentative task, so that the combination which you need to develop into your organization to motivate your employees, but you have resources but you are not allocating properly, so it's mean that you have a challenge, or like you don't have the resources but you have the employees, so obviously outcome will be limited. So some people gauge this thing like expectancy theory. Some people think that effort, like we do effort, so then we should be rewarded, or effort reflects to the performance. So here's a like big discussion is like this, that does the effort provides like creates the impact onto the performance? If you say yes or if you say no, so there are like the different scenarios when where you can gauge that how much the effort is connected with the performance, and then rewards also. And if we talk about the expectancy theory, so the balance, like employee expect that the reward resulting the performance. So this is like the theory, expectancy theory, like for in which like motivation depends on to the expectation and the balance of the outcome. So here we need to gauge ourselves, our organization people, we need to gauge. So employee pursue rewards, as we told you, this thing like expectancy, instrumentalities, and the balance is also there. So make the person feel capable, like, so you need to train them also. Use their ability, like giving them the trainings, and also clarify the rewards at the stakes, like what they will do, so what they will get. So there should be complete confidence from the management. And meanwhile, obviously, identify the individual needs, like make people understand value of the possible rewards and adjust reward to the match needs. So this is like you play with the into the organization. You need to try to understand that what motivates to your people, then you become the leader. But if we are not aware, like we are running our organization but we don't know how we can motivate our people, how we can give them the injection energy of this thing, that how we can get the best from them, so obviously it's mean that we are missing something if we are not like able to get the like highest level performance from their sides. So sometime as we were discussing, pay is also the drive, like best way to drive the productivity. Like some people think like this, it also a motivational factor, which we have already discussed into the money perspective. So later on, obviously we will discuss in detail into the upcoming sessions, because I'm running out of the time also as well. So foster reliance and the friendship is the bond. Like try to create a very strong bond into your organization. Value collaborations, teamwork. Try to work into the matrix. It will motivate to your all people, and also encouraging sharing of the best practices. So sharing and caring, what we say, in other words, motivates. So motivate to bond, like they need to connect each other. So enriching enhancement of the jobs, if we see like motivators involved, like removing controls, sometimes increasing the accountability, or like giving a person complete like natural unit of work. So there are different like segments which you can bring the enhancement into the jobs, and you can like enhance the growth and the learning of your people into your organization. So this is way like you can move forward for enrichment of your jobs and enhancement of your employees also as well. Now, if we see like sometimes there is a approach like this, that we will like austerity measures or cutting the cost. Also, if you see like if we are going to that side, So what happens? Sometimes performance declines, pressure mounts, and if you see, like, if we encouraging for the autonomy or the feedbacks, and like we have the purposeful effort that how we can improve our performance and how we can enhance the capability of our staff, so it goes on to the positive side. So these two, like the cycles, you need to understand, like how the cutting cost impacts and how the autonomy, like the powers or the decision making, like you can make more efficient to get the best from your people, which can improve the performance of your team. So fifth myth is like employees understand that they will earn more less than the others. So this is a very important point. You need to understand that what you are rewarding to your people, and obviously you need to understand the consistency, you need to understand the objectivity, accuracy, and openness. Openness is a very important part to get the desired results, because sometimes we are into the constraint and we are not hearing, we are not listening to our people, so in which when the communication gap arises, so then you are not able to deliver what you are looking for. So therefore openness is a very important part to get how the employees understand that they will earn more or less than the others. So this what you say, this gap should not be arise. Your team, your people must have a complete confidence on you. They must have full trust onto the organization management. So this is what the leader does. This should be the role functionality of the leaders into their organizations. So at a glance, if we look towards this thing, so the motivate multi-dimensional efforts, persistence, like directions, and complement motivation for the high performance. This is the formula you can apply in your organizations also, and enrichment of the job for the empowerment. Use task motivation performance for performance. This is what I was saying. You must have some task like where you can motivate the performance. This you need to bring into your organizations. Ensure there's a no we cannot gauge the as like in our case study, we were going different motivational factors, so it's different from the each of the member. But obviously when as a leader, when you will look towards, so you will go through, you will review like what the feedback inside into your team members, then accordingly you will be as a leader, you will able to able to construct a high power management, that yes, you are aware that what is the basic motivation factor in your organization, which you can like enhance into your team members. So you need to think about this, that how you can provide them those platforms where there we can enhance and excel their more capabilities. So closely monitor managers for the high powered incentives and beware for the dark side of the culture. So don't you need to know that the grapevine, you need to know what is the pessimistic or the poor culture is there, so you should be aware of it, and meanwhile appreciate different fluctuating like motivation profiles also. And not everybody is like you, so this is an important part. You cannot fit the formula of yours onto everyone. Everyone is having their own thoughts. What you need to do, you need to get the best from them. That should be the, as a leader, what you need to do. If we look at a glance, so that's a very important point. I remember one time I was in the Oxford University and we're discussing with the dean. Like we discussed that nobody is expecting our accepting our definition. So she said, it's not required that you need to, that your definition needs to be accepted. But the most important part is this, that you need to tell your narrative in a very positive manner that, yes, that it's my perspective. It's a very concrete narrative, and which, it's up their call. We cannot change the mindsets of the people, but we can create an environment where we can, they can think about it, and if they think that it's viable for them, so obviously they will move towards it. So this is like what we have covered into this short webinar of 1 hour, and we will keep doing this type of webinar through the Hayford platform. And we will highly encourage, like if you looking for some webinar, some sort of courses for your senior management, for yourself, and for the organizational leadership. So we are here as an Hayford platform. We are providing corporate trainings. We are providing individual trainings also. If some members of the team members in your organization, 5, 6 people, so we have international speakers like those who are well qualified from the international universities like Harvard University, Oxford University we have. So if you are interested, or like the other universities, so if you are interested to have some sort of engagement in where we can help you out into your leadership perspective or the organization leadership perspective, so we can help you out for that one. And meanwhile, yes, this will be the keep continue. We will keep continue these type of webinars for our valuable audience, like in future also. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this webinar. It was very like limited time, but we discussed a lot. I think I try to give my idea, my thoughts, like in the perspective of the organization leadership to all of you. So thank you very much. Like if someone is having questions, so you can drop your question into the chat box. And like I think you guys have enjoyed. So thank you very much to all of you for enjoying like this webinars. So hopefully like our team will be take care of this thing that we promised with the team, that we will provide the digital certificates also. So obviously like the team will take care of this, that digital certificates will be also given to you as well the webinar finishes. So this is what so thank you very much to all of you, and stay blessed for today.